Previously on whatever the fuck Jeffrey's show is called. As a way of paying tribute to Alan Adele, Jeffrey thought it would be amusing to slap my ass, which I felt is a bit OTT. Don't get me wrong, even though I am Jeffrey's closest acquaintance, if I saw him in the street, I wouldn't even stop to slap his ass. So I played a harmless little joke and shot him. So I guess I'll be doing these videos now. After all, what's Jeffrey gonna do? Come back from the dead? Come back from the... Oh no! How disappointing. I thought your skin would at least be a little grayer. Maybe some maggots sucking onto your face?
Bad news, Nigel. I'm not actually dead.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping by killing you, you'd turn into a zombie.
Why?
Because it would have been a great time to the movie I was about to review. Which reminds me, you should have ended the Cockneys vs Zombies review with an off-screen Cockney apocalypse rather than a zombie apocalypse. You talentless git.
Well, next time you want to kill me just for the sake of a stupid gimmick on a D-grade internet video, I advise you not to shoot me in the bottom.
Ho ho ho!
Did someone say bottom? I don't know why I'm so pissy about doing this video, Jeffrey. Sure, Zombie Hunter was a pile of shit, apart from the scenes featuring Danny Trejo, but you liked Cockneys vs Zombies, and besides, Diary of the Dead is made by the George A. Romero.
So what? The Francis Ford Coppola made Jack one of Robin Williams' crappiest movies. What do you have to say about that?
Who's Francis Ford Coppola?
Let's just get this fucking over with.
Coppola!
We start off with feelings of nostalgia as this movie's DVD menu features something resembling a pre-2012 YouTube channel design, featuring the user's colour of choice rather than a layout that could cause snowblindness. It also reminds us that the rating system used to involve stars rather than up and down thumbs. And in addition to the blue screen of death, we are treated to some internet static. You know, that thing that only people who grew up before the internet boom assume the internet does?
I thought you said you just wanted to get this over with.
Yup! The movie really starts at the scene of your typical everyday immigrant family murder-suicide.
You're kind of blocking our shot. Can I get you to move forward a bit?
Or maybe you should move your camera and let the paramedics do their job, Mr. Camera Operator.
This does help to drop the film's anchor, which is, who cares if you're inconvenienced? This footage must be filmed.
How do you know that, Jeffrey? We haven't even watched the film yet, and you didn't even bother to read the synopsis on the back.
We're reviewing the movie, Nigel, not my reviews.
Reviewing a review? Who'd waste their time doing that?
I got a fucking flashback!
Man, he must have hated Man of Steel.
Rich people in a monster movie? Well, I'm sure this is gonna end fine for them.
Why wouldn't it?
I'm not sure which is sadder, the fact that he has that many subscribers or the fact that he can save himself a lot of effort by just doing reaction videos.
Did you just review a reviewer who reviews reviews? Anyway, the reporter is trying to do her report while the cameraman is bitching about an ambulance driver who is eating a sandwich while someone is narrating the whole sequence. And just to make things more complicated, the dead bodies have turned into vampires.
And reporter dies because instead of backing away from the corpse staggering towards her, she just stood there like a muppet.
This can't be fucking happening!
Correction, Mr. Op. Why is this happening?
The closest explanation we get is from this cop.
Shoots his wife and kid and then eats the fucking licorice.
Sounds like another batch of contaminated licorice. You got some explaining to do, Bassets.
So yay, zombie apocalypse. Kinda.
It apparently isn't widespread enough for the majority of humanity to believe it has happened.
We made a film. The one I'm going to show you now.
Narrator lady gives us the vital info of what type of camera they use to document the upcoming series of events.
The film was shot with a Panasonic HVX200.
Only this useless information is wrong, as any decent tech person will be able to notice, or just check the mistakes section on IMDb.
In addition to trying to tell you the truth, I am hoping to scare you, so that maybe you'll wake up.
I'm a-thinking that this film really isn't going to be as good as Casablanca. And here's a little wake-up call for you, Missy.
Don't you know that smoking can kill you?
Title draw!
We now really start off with the director, who apparently is also the cameraman, criticising the actor playing the dummy for moving too quickly, and the actress for only now realising that the script calls for her to have her ye olde outfit torn off.
Girls in scary movies always have to, fall down and lose their shoes and shit. It's totally lame.
Yeah, but you're blonde, so who cares what you think? Our main off-camera star is Jason Creed, who really needs to get his perfections organised.
Oh, shit, man, look at this. Who's gonna believe a mummy if his makeup's all unglued?
Oh, come on, James Cameron's Titanic didn't even mention the SS Californian, and that movie won 11 Oscars.
There's something on the news. It's pretty... well, you might want to check this out.
News of the dead rising reaches the group of students, and as appealing as being in the middle of the woods at night during a reverse rapture is, Mummy Man proclaims,
"Screw you guys, I'm going home."
Jason goes to his hall of residence.
Eh?
His dormitory.
Oh.
To make sure his girlfriend Deborah is safe.
It already looks like everybody's gone.
And they didn't even bother switching off those lights before leaving. Typical bloody students. Jumpy, jumpy, scary, scary!
What the fuck are you doing here?
I'm just stealing shit.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
It's okay, it's me.
Because zombies are totally known for being polite.
What are you shooting?
I'm just...
Jason manages to control himself for a whole 10 seconds before switching the camera back on.
I've been trying to call home for an hour. There's no answer at my house.
What say we pad out this scene by reusing shots using the same scene, only in slow motion while Deborah narrates.
No!
All my friends left before we could even say goodbye.
If this turns out to be a big thing, I just want to record it. What are you doing here, Mary?
Trying to drive this RV at night during a zombie apocalypse, and I don't need you fucking distracting me?
Roll call! Kate from Cockneys vs. Zombies, the smart-ass tough guy who thinks the zombies are a hoax, the Christian, the nerdified James Franco, the lovebirds, and the alcoholic Shakespearean-esque teacher who has joined our heroes on their filmmaking assignment because he heard female nudity would be involved.
The president continues to monitor the situation from his ranch, and he's asked the American people to remain vigilant.
Wait, this is supposed to be being filmed live. How can it cut to different shots while the news on the TV continues uninterrupted?
The licorice did it.
Matt?
Either the exposure on that minicam is way up, or as that sunlight indicates, that shot was shot much earlier.
I think we'll be calling on Old St. Chris before this night's over.
Mary is so busy theoretically fingering this Christ carrier that she fails to spot a flaming vehicle a yard in front of her.
We'll never get past that.
You can't be serious. The crash car is only blocking the left-hand lane.
Fear not, I am Inspector Grosky.
I think you want more than your license and registration!
God.
That was easy.
One game of Whack-a-Zombie later and the Virgin Mary is feeling a bit depressed that she ran over a bunch of people. Not helped by Albert Wesker insisting they might not have been zombies.
1 hour later, Mary remembers that her casting call pro page specifies that she only appears in movies for the first 20 minutes. It's a sin to commit suicide, you fucking dunce.
She's got a pulse.
I find it hard to believe that Jason didn't film them carrying her body to the RV, deciding which one of them take over driving the RV, finding a hospital, and carrying her inside.
You guys look for a doctor, we're gonna find the ER.
Just like in Rush Hour 3, the hospital has been abandoned, though unlike Rush Hour 3, its emptiness is for a valid and believable reason.
Hi, everybody!
Oh, God!
Very Scott!
What the what? Is this a found footage or a standard edited piece?
It's both.
It can't be both.
Why was the hospital in Halloween 2 so empty?
Oh, and of course they don't immediately know that shooting a zombie in the head will kill it, because they are students of media, and naturally have never seen a Walking Dead related film before.
I can't leave without the camera. The camera's the whole thing.
So Jason's clearly the sort of person who has to voice his opinion about every single bloody thing via social media, and is too stupidly stubborn not to be put off by the fact not even his gal pal cares.
Maybe I could help, but I can't, because I'm fucking plugged in.
That's it. Just keep justifying to yourself, you brain-dead, supercilious arsehole!
Also, why didn't the others take Mary with them to search the rest of the hospital for a doctor? Now they'd have to come back for her, and I'm pretty sure she'd have bled to death by then. Meanwhile, Deborah has found a camera and uses it to illustrate why Jason is being such a prat, which he learns nothing from.
Luckily, the designated shooter is here, even though he wasn't 3 seconds ago.
I've killed 3 men and a woman in the last half hour.
If you've got a problem with that, then tag me in. Killing zombies in an abandoned hospital in the middle of the night? I'll be knocking them about with my electric deck!
I remember the war.
Was you in a Falklands then?
Now it's the tutor's turn to point out what an ass Jason is making of himself, which once again somehow fails to discourage him.
She's turning.
Now that's what I call it, Mary.
Apparently this is the type of zombie movie where the deceased immediately turn into them, and therefore you don't have to be bitten by one first.
Makes sense, especially as this is the continuation of Romero's Dead franchise.
God had changed the rules on us. And surprisingly, we were playing along.
Little Miss Genius, if you hadn't killed the zombies, they'd have turned you into one. A painful process.
And technically, you did them a favour because 1, they're dead anyway, and 2, now they actually are dead.
Before they make it to the exit, a zombie patient, complete with IV, pops in shot for a bite. You might want to edit that bit out of your documentary, Jason, since it clearly shows that if you hadn't been so busy holding your camera, you likely could have saved your mate's life.
He fell down some stairs.
Montage!
What gets into our heads when we see something horrible? Something keeps us from just driving on. But we don't stop to help. We stop to look.
Jeffrey! You despicable piece of shit! Wesker is about to finish him, but his girlfriend Tracy objects.
Okay, can't we just at least wait and see? Maybe it won't happen to him.
Who cares? He's already dead. So they wait. The van breaks down, but since it didn't involve anyone dying, Jason didn't film it, and they push it to a nearby barn.
Can you believe this guy?
I know, right? Buy a fucking hearing aid, you deaf bastard.
Oh shit!
Lord.
The camera once again jump cuts to Farmer Hoggett blowing up zombies. Dynamite!
Renegade for life.
While Tracy repairs the vehicle, the students watch the footage that is on the other camera.
I'm Krusty the Clown, and I'm going to kill you.
That's the guy from the hospital.
That still doesn't explain why the camera was taken to the hospital instead of the evidence locker at the police station.
What's that?
Could it be zombies?
Spare any change, sir? No! God!
Bitch, I reap people.
So far, Old Man Amish has been the only likeable character.
Are you the brain specialist?
Young Terry Gilliam, how could you?
God, there's an army up there.
Yeah, there's like 10.
You know what this film's really been lacking? Black people!
Put the gun down.
Who the hell are you?
Don't matter who I am.
You're telling me Jason can recover getting smacked in the head by a gun faster than Rick Mail can?
Bullshit! Jason, make sure you get a shot of that Glenfiddich.
Sorry, Professor, but I'm against product placement.
Did you learn nothing from my seminars?
What the hell's with that camera anyway?
Home movies.
Who's gonna be left to watch?
Again, quality point, but does Jason even seem to register it? No, in fact it seems to have encouraged Four Eyes to join in.
What the hell are you doing in my town?
The gang are all that's left of the townfolk, having looted everything worth looting, including all the petrol. Now you might think their seemingly dubious doings will lead to them taking the students hostage, or demanding they hand over the keys to the RV. But nope, they're smart enough to know that money no longer has any relevance in this world, and agree to let our heroes take some petrol. So what possible dilemma could transpire during this sequence?
The answer to that will be delivered in 1 minute's time.
But first, blah blah blah, how can you even think about editing all this footage during this life-threatening crisis, blah blah.
Mr. Askreed is further anchored as a complete ass when we learn he hasn't even contacted his family to see if they're safe.
Mind you, they haven't bothered contacting him either, probably because they know he's an ass.
Congratulations, you're famous.
That's not what it's about. Would you rather have people not knowing what's going on in the world? We might even be able to save somebody's fucking life here.
The fuck is with this? Why?
And the answer is...
something zombie related?
You have watched this movie already.
Brave.
Damn you, acid reflux!
What?
Grab the pistol.
Sniping's a good job, mate.
I think you're a lot like me.
I do have a large penis.
We Tokyo very bad here.
Tokyo. Can you believe it?
Yes, if the phenomena of the dead becoming the undead is occurring, why would you think that would be isolated purely to America?
Maybe licorice isn't as popular in Japan as it is in the US?
This is Deb's house.
Thanks for reminding me where I fucking live, Jason.
I want to meet your little brother. Maybe he has a PlayStation.
I'd like to meet your father. Maybe he has a bar.
But seriously though, folks, alcohol addiction is a serious problem. Entering the garage, they find the car is smashed and bleeding. Then Wesker insists Deborah prepares herself for the worst by disconnecting her feelings towards her baby brother in the event that he's dead, and so should picture him as a doll instead. And oh my fucking overripe flange cake, just get the fuck on with it. This is some totes legit footage.
Hey Jay, do you think we should put down our cameras and save your girlfriend's life?
Nah.
Standing around like a bloody idiot. You best keep lying down.
Where's your home, Professor?
I've never seen or imagined a home.
Well, he's the type of guy who never settles down. Oh crap, it's Rick Flag from Suicide Squad. This won't end well.
Wanna turn that off, son? Now.
Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him! The military men apparently took all their stuff, and since they only seem to have a bunch of stuff littered throughout the RV, I'm guessing they only took the good stuff, like food and drinks that we never see the group consuming anyway. Why didn't they at least take their weapons?
They're not murderers, just thieves.
So yeah, that scene was pointless.
Actually, it helps confirm the theory that, in times of distress, those of purest of heart will use their powers for good, not evil.
I don't like licorice.
Everyone who dies is gonna come back and try to kill somebody else.
We know.
You've been living in Zombieland for 24 hours now. How have you only just figured that out?
Then the zombie busters are attacked thanks to a pair of old farts who didn't warn them that their family had turned into cannibals.
But that was just a movie they are watching on a DVD player. One of the many items in the RV the rogue soldiers didn't steal because...
The group have travelled to Ridley the amateur actor's mansion. He and a girl had contacted Jason courtesy of internet static while they were in Hangar 51, and invited them over, and even though that was about 18 hours after he'd left the shoot, he's still wearing his mummy costume. But that's okay, because now it's been over 24 hours, and he's still wearing his fucking costume.
Would you fire it back? I like him. He's silly.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Oh my, isn't he so cultured? Please, I own a first edition copy of Gran's Gang signed by the author.
Yeah, but his book's cover is made out of licorice.
This is just so fucking great to have all you guys here. You know me, I'm stupid.
Well, he's clearly gone insane from paranoia and isolation.
Jason goes to get the other camera from the RV, forcing Wesker to take over using his camera.
And the fact that the character who has been the least happy that Jason has filmed every moment of this sadistic saga is now perfectly fine with lugging a hefty lump around, and the fact that the jump cuts are back, are still relatively minor flaws when you stop to consider how implausibly large this camera's SD card and battery life must be.
Can we go see Francine now?
She's out back with my family.
In a performance on par with Eric Freeman and Bronson Pinchot combined, Ridley recalls how his family and his wench turned zombified, and so he buried them in the swimming pool.
I guess you could call it a dead pool.
Oh. First of all, what? Secondly, how aren't they floating? They don't appear to have been tied down to anything, unless he filled their pockets with bricks.
Or licorice.
He's gone.
There was blood on his arm. I wonder if he got bitten.
Ha! You were wrong, Jeffrey. You said he went crazy because of his paranoia, but it wasn't. It was a zombie's fluids mixing with his bloodstream. You failure!
At least I own a copy of Gran's Gang signed by the author.
Oh, shit.
Tonight at Casa del Ridley, brains are on the menu.
Jesus, he's dead. He's fucking dead.
If Tracy is the Titanic and Ridley is an iceberg, Jason is literally the SS Californian.
How can he literally be a boat?
Shut up!
See? I told you dead things move slow.
Don't mess with Texas.
What's with the music? This isn't a goddamn Foghorn Leghorn cartoon.
Since she's kind of pissed off that Jason nearly willingly allowed her to be killed, Tracy gets the fuck out of Dodge.
Why does everyone want to get the hell out of Dodge?
Oh, shut the fuck up!
The remaining students and their bourbon-soaked poet of a tutor are about to adjourn to the panic room, but Jason doesn't want to.
I'll miss everything.
God damn it, Jason! Settle for
what?
For survival.
Survival? Who the fuck wants to survive in a world like this? All that's left is to record what's happening for whoever remains when it's over.
But if, in your view, nobody is going to survive this, why bother filming any of it?
Jason chooses the box marked idiocy and immediately gets feasted upon by the rapidly decayed Ridley.
And so he spends the rest of eternity shuffling around the globe with the rest of the undead, though he certainly stands out from the crowd as he's the only one carrying a camera.
Good riddance.
Well, Diary of the Dead, or The Death of Death, was certainly a better sequel to Quarantine than Quarantine 2, but still a damn sight worse than South Park's The Startling. Found footage is an immense tough sell for me because I can't get behind the main character's behaviour of potentially risking themselves and the other characters' lives by just standing by and not lifting a finger to help the situation, besides touching the zoom in and out button. I comprehend the desire to be part of the action rather than just hide away. It's pretty much the idea of wanting to die fighting rather than running. But why bother filming it all when you've already captured 36 hours worth of the exact same creepy phenomena?
Throughout the movie, Romero, who directed and wrote this, has these speeches indicating that the walking living are just as bad as the living dead. Which I suppose has some truth, assuming that he is implying Jason is as brainless as a zombie.
The hospital scene in particular heavily indicates that the character is mentally ill, as his absolute concern is that whatever horrific event occurs must be recorded. His actions constantly upset his colleagues, and especially his girlfriend, by the way. They show absolutely zero affection for each other throughout the film, and overall, instead of seeming dedicated to his self-inflicted work, he comes across as an arrogant douche. And furthermore, I don't know who this Archer is, but it certainly isn't Sir Lawrence the Tutor, the only character who used the bow and arrow.
Oh, hurry up and end the video, Jeffrey. I'm in the mood for a pint of Sambuca. Sambuca tastes a bit like licorice.
All in good time, Nigel. But first, there's something I've been pondering for the last few months that I need to ask you. Nigel, what the fuck happened to you?
What are you talking about?
How on earth did you go from this...
Touché, or as the French say...
to this...
God damn it, Jeffrey, can't you do anything right?
To... that.
It is a bit of a contrast, isn't it?
Like night and fucking day. You owe me and the viewers an explanation.
Well, I'm not going to bullshit you, Jeffrey. There's a perfectly simple answer for why I'm dressed differently. You see.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Oh, whatever. This is Jeffrey Kitsch saying... Oh no. Last time we reviewed a zombie film in this room, an off-screen zombie apocalypse occurred. We only survived that because Nigel is a Londoner. Well, this time I have something much more substantial in my arsenal. A camera. Nigel, I thought you were a zombie. And you thought I was a zombie at the beginning of the video. And licorice abuse can cause diarrhea. Oh, clever!
Sweet Jesus, I just shut out my vital organs.
That's Nigel.
Why aren't you helping? Call me an ambulance.
But seriously, Jeffrey, when I lost the crown, why didn't you just make or buy me a new one? It is your show after all.
I'm very glad you asked me that. You see, there's a very simple explanation for that.
Is it because you're slightly retarded?
Yes.
What you say?